It's unfortunate that we're here today to discuss a shooting on the CTA. I'm joined by our village administrator, Rachel Etler, our deputy police chief, Chris Chin, who's leading the investigation, and Lieutenant Dan Miller. So I'll turn it over to Deputy Chief Chin.
Good morning, everyone. We're gathered here, to report of an unfortunate incident that happened early this morning, shortly before 5:30 this morning, on an inbound CTA Blue Line train into the Forest Park stop. Currently, we know that there are 4 deceased from this incident, from this shooting, and we do have a suspect in custody. Coordinated efforts between the Chicago Police Department, the Chicago Transit Authority, and our Forest Park Police Department and West Suburban Major Crimes Task Force. Currently, we are under investigation. We have somebody in custody. A weapon was recovered. There's no immediate threat. This appears to be an isolated incident on this unfortunate day. We believe it's isolated. Again, we're in the preliminary stages of this investigation. So video evidence is being reviewed. Chicago Transit Authority is very helpful. They have excellent camera systems on the train. So right now we're investigating that, but at this point we believe it's isolated.
Was it contained to one train car?
As of now, we believe it was 2 train cars. But again, this is still the beginning of the investigation.
Do we know if some of the victims were they just bystanders, or were they also targets as well?
The victims, they were all passengers on the train early this morning.
While the train was in motion,
The train was in motion on the way into Forest Park.
can you talk about a little bit after the aftermath and working with the CTA, the arrest suspect?
Yes. We received the 911 call. Our response is very quick. Again, we don't have a lot of information, in regards to how it transpired, but, know that police response was contacted, 911 was contacted, and police personnel were dispatched as well as EMS.
Did the victims all appear to be in one group, or were they kind of spread out?
I don't have that information at this time.
Do you know anything about the victims' ages, male, females, anything like that?
No, currently we do not. Right now in the investigation, they're contacting next of kin and, informing their families.
As far as charges go, if and when they come out, will they be coming out with you guys, Chicago?
It will be coming out through whatever jurisdiction the crime actually occurred. If it occurred actually in Forest Park in our jurisdiction, yes, we will be prosecuting through the Mayberg Courthouse. If it happened in another jurisdiction, again, we'll have to find that out through our investigation. I couldn't hear you. Currently, that suspect is being held at the Forest Park Police Department, and we believe it was only one suspect or one offender.
Last week there was an AI rollout about gun detection in the CTA trains. Do you know if that helped at all in this investigation? Is that how people were alerted?
That is through the Chicago Transit Authority, so I don't have that information available.
Can you talk about how you guys also worked with CTA security in identifying the suspect? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, we have a strong relationship with Chicago Transit Authority through their security teams, as well as with their surveillance cameras, as well as with other jurisdictions such as Chicago. So, coordinated efforts, that's how we were able to identify and locate a suspect in this.
Can you talk about a time frame, from when you guys had those details to when you found him on the Blue Line?
Quite honestly, I was informed of this around 7 a.m. and about that time, within an hour and a half or less than that is when the suspect was in custody. There was
Surveillance video helpful in this case?
Yes, it was. Surveillance video is vital in a lot of our investigations, especially in this one.
Can you speak to just the overall safety of I think people riding the CTA at 7 a.m. on Labor Day, they don't think about shooting or being late. Can you speak to just the safety overall of that?
General safety, this is an isolated incident, so it can happen anywhere. Obviously, there's a little bit more concern because it is on a mass transit system, but, understand that there are security measures in place not only by our local police departments that run along the line, but also CTA as well.
Some of the people we were talking to who were getting on and off police buses were like, hey, I might have been on that train. Can you talk about just, their
This obviously is shocking. It is uncommon to have a mass shooting like this, especially this close to home. That we're actually actively investing on on a holiday. So for people to feel unsafe, it's justified. If anybody does see anything in terms of that doesn't seem right, we always encourage people to call 911.
It might be for you, it might be for Mayor, but I mean, 4 people are dead on a holiday. Can you speak to that, the community aspect of that?
I mean, it's a horrible situation. It's definitely something that you don't want to wake up to. It's a Monday morning on a holiday. Everyone's supposed to be, enjoying their time off, time with their families. It's Labor Day. So to actually have to be here, to address a situation like this, it's, horrible.
Mr. Mayor, do you have a message for the community?
I just want to add one thing. So it's a horrible tragedy that 4 people are dead on Labor Day weekend. Our police department and our fire department respond to this location probably more than any other location in our jurisdiction. Forest Park is the only community in Cook County, 14,000 people, with 2 major train lines that end in Forest Park. So we provide police response and fire and medical response. And so to the extent that our leaders in Springfield are considering any kind of CTA mass transit reorganization, we would ask them to consider investing additional resources in terms of safety, public safety, law enforcement personnel, what have you, to support a small community like Forest Park that has to respond to 2 major train lines ending in Forest Park. We've had press conferences here in the last year with our state reps. We've been to Springfield to call on more resources to deal with issues like mental health, opioid addiction, you name it. But this is an outlier. We never really have mass shootings like this that end in Forest Park. And so for that reason, I'm here to support the deputy chief and the police staff, excuse me.
Mr. Mayor, what do those resources look like to you? Is that adding police officers? Is that putting them in extra security, extra cameras? What do those resources look like?
It could be a combination of that. It could be more workers on the trains. We have a partnership with Shower Up that provides services to unhoused people regularly in the village of Forest Park. We have a partnership with the West Side Opioid Task Force that responds to addiction issues among homeless people riding the Green Line and the Blue Line. So it's for experts to determine what it looks like. But what we've learned is that over the last few years, our number of responses have increased exponentially. And so we're calling on our leadership, countywide, statewide, to invest more resources to support a small community like Forest Park and secure in this area.
When you say that police and fire are responding here more, what kinds of things do you have to respond to? What kinds of criminal activity?
Overdose, criminal activity, it kind of runs the gamut. But a lot of overdose.
Here.
Here, yes. Yes.
Obviously, I'm sure you'll get more details throughout the day. Where's the best spot to get updates from you all?
You can check on our website. If anybody has any tips, or has witnessed or any information to pass along, we had asked that you contact us at the Forest Park Police Department, 708-366-2425, or you can email us at detectives@forestpark.net. Thank you.